Coming up on Dave and Gut Discuss. Just let me be clear.
Okay.
Black people are monsters, lesbians are monsters, and vegans are monsters.
You see how you did this?
Yeah.
Flip the script.
That's what you're gonna get in trouble for, right there.
Right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Dave and Gut Discuss, or Gut and Dave Discuss, whichever you prefer. I'm David Terrell Green.
I'm good.
Hi, Gut. How's it going?
Good. How you been?
Hey, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all right. For those, if I look a little loopy or dizzy today's episode, man, I have a concussion, and I got it from hooping. I went for a loose ball, and it didn't end well. So, but I'm still here. That just shows how committed I am to this, man. It's like a marriage.
That's a long way of saying you're trash at basketball.
Listen.
Time for loose balls.
Listen.
Why'd you lose the handle, Dave?
No, I was on defense. I tipped it, and then I went to go for the steal. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But be sure to subscribe to this channel. That means it's GutTube. That means it's Dave TTV, or however you're viewing this. Follow us on our social media links below. You want to plug that right quick?
Yeah, we got the GutTube, what you should be watching on here on YouTube. That's also my Instagram. Find me at Twitter and on SoundCloud. Those links will be below.
You can find me on DETGreen257 on Instagram. You can also find me on SoundCloud /DayMoreno, DYEMORENO. Currently filming a new short film, Clean Mud, Dirty Water, and a brand new EP's coming out this coming March. So keep on the lookout for that. So, what's going on, man? What are you talking about today?
Oh, well.
He told me he had something for me today. I don't.
We're going to talk about Liam Neeson and what he said.
Oh God! See, I don't really keep up to date with the news, as I probably should, but I don't. So what did Mr. Liam Neeson say?
Well, I'm looking up the quote so I get the quote
Okay.
exact. But basically, what had happened, he's doing an interview about his new movie and trying to talk about the headspace in there. And he's talking about, way this is like 40 years ago now for him. But he had a friend who got raped. Okay.
Oh boy.
He says she handled the situation of rape in the most extraordinary way. But his immediate reaction, he says, I asked, did she know who it was? No, what color were they? She said it was a black person. So what he said, he was like, I went up and down the areas with a Kosh, hoping that I'd be approached by somebody. I'm ashamed to say that. And did it for maybe a week, hoping some, he did the finger quotes, black bastard would come out of a pub and have a go at me about something, so that I could, another pause, kill him. Right? That's his quote talking about what happened a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So now he says it was a terrible thing for him to do. His quote, it was horrible when I think back on it that I did that, and I never admitted it, and I'm saying to a journalist, God forbid. Now, what's your reaction to that?
So I'm assuming people are going off and saying he's racist now.
Twitter's losing its mind.
So they're saying, Liam Neeson is racist because of that, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, all right, people are so quick to call things racist that they don't even know what real racism is when it's staring them in the face. What Liam Neeson said to me is not racist. You know what I'm saying? That's just my thing. It's just like, plus you also have to think about it. It's just like, that was then and this is now. And he is, clearly it's an emotional thing to talk about because, quotes and things can be misinterpreted and changed and, rearranged so many times. And it's just like, rape is such a sensitive subject. I have people close in my life who've gotten raped. So it's just like, I don't take that lightly when I talk about it, but it's just like at the same time, you have to put yourself in his shoes. So it's just like, if let's say it was Denzel Washington and his friend got raped by a white dude and he was just like, I was looking for that white boy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, is it racist? I don't know. It's just like, I wouldn't go as far as to say something like that is racist because, he said, black bastard because, it's just
well, from the quote, it sounded like he was looking just for the first, black person to look at him cross-eyed to have, to go have a go at him. Because
okay.
Yeah, that's what I got from the quote.
So it was, he had animosity towards just black people.
Yeah,
because,
yeah,
okay,
at that time.
Okay. I didn't understand. Okay, well, if that's...
it's absolutely a racist thought and a racist action that happened then.
Yeah.
But I don't know what gets the way is like he came out about it. He said he didn't ever have to mention this ever type thing. You know,
he shouldn't have mentioned it.
No, yeah, you know, it's like I don't see the benefit in mentioning it. But at the same time, that was a thing he thought 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And to call him a racist to this day, he may be. I don't know. But outside of that quote, I don't think anybody's ever had any indication that the dude's been racist, except this thing that comes out right now. So there's a chance that he used to been, but isn't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's a real thing, which I think it could be, you can just stop being racist. It happens.
Everyone has racist thoughts.
Right.
Everyone has, and I don't care who you are. It's just like everyone has looked at a race of people at some, and you don't even have to be like thinking of racial slurs. You could just like be thinking of something just like if you saw like a black dude in like a Popeyes commercial, you just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yeah, it's just, I mean, that doesn't necessarily, I don't know. It's, I could definitely, like, I understand that, something like that, it would leave a sour taste in your mouth regarding a certain group of people. But at that point, you need to learn that, okay, one person doesn't mean that they are all like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I've gotten in, like, my roommate in New York, he was a gay dude, you know what I'm saying? We almost got into a fight, because, he was, he threatened me, you know what I'm saying? And then I didn't take lightly to that. We almost got into it. So does that mean that it's just like, the first gay person I see, like, I'm going to mess them up? No, but it's just like, but even if I did have that thought, it's just like, okay, you got to get rid of that thought because it's just like, just one person doing something messed up doesn't mean that everyone is like that. So just because a black dude raped this girl, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go. Okay, I'm going to say it.
All right, do it.
I'm not going to question a rape. It's not my place to question a rape victim.
No.
However, I have met some people who have been on the wrong side of a false accusation.
Right.
Who have served time.
I don't think that that's this case, right?
Okay.
Like, that's all she said, and like he was bringing that up to, I guess, relevant to the movie that he's promoting in an interview. So I don't think the rape, like, everybody believes I think she was raped and everything. That was an established thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like his anger and him going and looking for a black person to mess up, if you hoping to run into one, was at the issue. And like that, like I said, that's definitely racist. There's no question. Like, that's wrong, and he shouldn't have been. That mindset's just wrong and ignorant and ridiculous.
Of course.
But since then, has, like I said, there's been no indication of him harboring any of those kind of thoughts.
Of course.
Anything like that. So he could have moved past it and just not be a racist anymore.
Yeah, people grow. People change.
Yeah, and then like for him to come out and say like that with no obvious benefit outside of his name's in the news, but he didn't really need it because he's Liam Neeson. Everybody knows this guy is. He doesn't need that type of exposure. But I don't know. It's like it's real bad, but at the same time, it's like you think he would have heard more if he'd continued that same line of thought, through his entire life, or
of course.
If he hadn't grown and moved on from it.
Well, I think that if that was the case, like I don't think Liam Neeson would be in a position of like success in the way that he is, because eventually someone would have something like that would have happened, because like a lot of the stuff that you think eventually sometimes will manifest. You know what I'm saying? At least for me, that's what I believe. So it's just like, if you think, I hope someone tries me. A black dude tries me. Eventually, you're going to find what you're looking for.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it may not, go in your favor. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a mindset that, I can understand when you're angry, and you are operating, that whole mindset is a mindset out of a hurt place. Right. So I can't necessarily be like, oh, you're racist, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, dude, someone close to him,
but
it's like...
I guess the whole like,
it's
40 years ago in Belfast, it's still, the Troubles, it's sectarian violence in Ireland, so they're even, it's pinpoint racist or like the Catholic and Protestant stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was that level of ignorance of like just, well, fuck you because you're this. Like that was the cultural, idea of, well, fuck this guy because this thing.
Yeah.
That really doesn't matter much. So, to go beyond that, to get past that even is I don't think it falls in line. I'm not excusing it, by the way. This is more like trying to get perspective to see where he comes from with something like to get that charge. And if you come from that culture of, well, oh, who did this to you? This group of people? Well, fuck that group of people. We're going to handle that group of people. Not just that guy being an asshole. Because people are people. Everybody's got assholes running around doing that.
Of course.
But like that whole mindset of, well, this group did us wrong, so we're going to screw that group up. But like I said, this was 40 years ago-ish. I don't know the exact date, but it was, multiple decades ago.
Yeah.
So to say someone can't, realize they've been wrong, been ignorant, and hopefully hadn't done anything to actually harm anybody outside of having those thoughts, to grow from that and become, what they should be, tolerant to other people and accepting and realizing people are people. I think that's what's getting missed in the Twitter backlash here is you can't, the growth from being a racist to not is something that can, should, and does happen.
Of course.
But if you immediately cut someone off because they're this, from something they brought up, 30 years ago, then that's harmful to that, progress of, hey, maybe, just because they're racist today doesn't mean they're going to continue to be.
Of course.
Especially if they're, just racist in thought as opposed to action. You can change people's minds that way.
Of course.
At least that's where I'm at with it. I could be wrong, though.
I mean, people grow.
Right.
At the end of the day.
And it's definitely not everybody.
Yeah.
There's definitely zealots out there that you're not changing their mind. It's not worth your time.
Of course.
But, give someone a chance to change their mind. Or, eliminate their ignorance. But if they don't, then, they won't.
That's on them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if Liam Neeson still had that thought, now that's on him. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, if it is, he acknowledged that it was wrong. So it's just like, I don't know what people are expecting for him to say or whatever. Like, he said it was wrong.
And yeah, do you really want people who've had those thoughts to just shut up and never tell you that they've had those thoughts ever? Or that that's happened? Because, like that, I don't think that's the right way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
If like, this people doesn't think like that. It's only this group of people that, needs to change or if the mentality is people can't change, then if they have that thought, then they're racist. Now it's, it's done and over with.
Yeah.
They're useless. It's done. And I think that's the biggest problem I have with it. And also along with that, Terry Crews got in trouble for saying something similar to what you were saying.
Yeah.
They were coming on, let's see, I'd have to look it up, what exactly Terry Crews said and what got him in trouble.
Goodness gracious.
Because he commented on it. But when,
Commented on what Liam Neeson said?
Yeah, Terry Crews. I gotta look that up. I thought I had
man.
Terry Crews. Alright, so Terry Crews was slammed. Let's see what he said about it. He's under fire for something that seemingly defends him. Let's see, this is what Terry Crews tweeted. It said, I believe that every person on earth is capable of the greatest good or unspeakable evil. Liam Neeson is just describing his fork in the road. And he got slammed because, like how that wasn't a fork implies that the choices he made were close together. And it says, I'm not defending him at all. In fact, he absolutely revealed what Birds of White's... Alright, I'm not defending him at all. In fact, he absolutely revealed what Birds of White supremacy is. But what's worse is those who practice it and never reveal it. Is another thing Terry Crews said. So.
He said he was a white supremacist?
No, he said Terry Crews said he reveals what births a white supremacist.
Ah.
Yeah.
True.
So, and he said, but what's worse is those who practice it and never reveal it. Okay. And yeah, it's
I don't see.
I'm not defending the action. Like that action was bad. Like period. Like I don't think anybody's disputing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Neeson himself's like it was wrong. It's fucked up what I did.
Like I said before, man, it's just like, you know, as long as the person is acknowledging that what they did was wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, because we're all going to make mistakes, and that's goes back to what I said, you know, a couple episodes ago, how like that's basically the reason why like I don't really trust social media or like any media outlets, period, because it's just like we're not allowed to be human beings, which means that we're not allowed to make mistakes and we're not allowed to have failures because, you know, we have to be we have to be literally like a robot, like pure perfection, no issues whatsoever. And then if we slip up just once, oh, you're a racist, you're a homophobe, you're a sexist, you're whatever. And it's just like, no, like, you know, we're allowed to make mistakes. You know, like back then, my mindset at like 12 years old is different than than at 23.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, so, I mean, it's just like.
I mean, I look at how much I've changed in my life. I'm only 31 years old.
Yeah.
I'm old. Like, this event happened before I was born.
Yeah.
So the amount of change a person can go over in 3 decades is astounding.
Yeah.
So to say that, you know, Neeson then is Neeson now is just ridiculous.
Yeah. That's the thing is, you know, people, we're just, everyone is just like too much in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is just too much in their feelings where it's just like, you know, like, I don't know, man. It's just like you just have a bunch of people. Number one, half of those people, black Twitter, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, they probably don't even watch the Liam Neeson's movies to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. You know, number two, some of them probably don't even know who Liam Neeson is. A lot of people know who he is, but it's just like, you know. And number three, it's just like they just want to complain about something. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not black Twitter. That's just everybody.
I should clarify what I was laughing about right there when he's talking about black Twitter. It's not laughing about black Twitter, but laughing about the last episode, a couple episodes back, talking about how somebody can be a shitty person but a good actor still. And like Liam Neeson's still a good actor. He may be a little racist in his youth, maybe a racist now. I can't confirm that. I have no proof outside of this to say, you know, he's racist.
Well, I mean, Mark Wahlberg had his thing too.
Yeah. But Liam Neeson's a way better actor than Mark Wahlberg.
That is very true.
So you can't say, like, Liam Neeson's still a great actor. You know, that's what I was laughing about. It's like, they haven't seen this movie. It's like, okay, well, it's not going to necessarily, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
It's just like that people only tend to care when it's something like negative.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
And then like they don't really know anything about that. They're just like, oh, well, they said this or whatever. So it's like, okay, the Donald Sterling thing, right?
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Now, what do you expect for like a dude near his 90s?
I'm not even sure if that was necessarily racist in general, but racist necessarily as far as, you know, talking to his girlfriend and don't be bringing your side pieces to my game. That was, you know, taken out of like that context of, you know. But even then, like I didn't see, you know, that guy, you know, the Clippers owner, like treat anybody in his organization, you know, like professionally racist didn't come out at all. I don't necessarily. And then he had to sell his shit for like $2 billion. You know, oh no, like that was his punishment. He had to sell his. He had to get $2 billion.
To be fair, I wouldn't want my girlfriend to hang around a bunch of like basketball players.
Oh, not Magic Johnson like that.
I'm not worried about Magic Johnson. Man, I ain't worried about that. I'm thinking more of like, you know, it's like.
Well, no, it wasn't a basketball player. Like it was like the conversation they had was like, you know, don't bring those people to my games, right? And I think that those people line is what really got people, you know, up in arms about it.
Yeah.
Because of the connotations of that. But in the context of that conversation, it would make sense that, you know, those people reserved to, like, the guy she was nailing on the side or whatever. Because, you know, she was obviously a kept gal, right? This dude's old as crap, right? So, you know, he's got a kept lady, but she can go do her thing on her side. He just didn't want that, you know, in his face at his, you know, place of business necessarily. Versus instead of just, like, keep the blacks out of here.
I don't know. I mean, I you know, a lot of people, they said that bro owned like a bunch of apartments and he was like a slumlord or something like that, you know. But then again, it's just like, I don't know anything about this guy. I only knew about him because of those comments. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Yeah.
I think that sometimes people.
Up
like,
until that point, I didn't know anybody owned the Clippers. You know?
I mean, I know they had like owners and stuff. I just don't know anything about.
Right.
I just don't pay attention to stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that people get so caught up in like the simple things like you said stop bringing these black guys to my games. You know what I'm saying? And then people were just like, you know what I'm saying? They kind of just like got riled up off of emotion. You know,
And then the NBA is like, which they can do is like, all right, you can't own an NBA team anymore. You got to sell it, and that's why the Microsoft guy owns it now. The other Microsoft guy. Yeah, so he ended up selling the team for $2 billion.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's wild. I kind of want to get kicked out of something just to get $2 billion. It might be worth it to have people think I'm racist.
Maybe.
$2 billion. I don't
$2
care.
billion. I don't know. There's a possibility that that he's racist. There's a possibility.
Well,
that
yeah,
he's
no,
not.
I'm not.
It's just like, but the thing is just like I think that people need to be a little bit more slower to to jump to that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's racist. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not excusing anything from anybody, but it's just like we jump too quick. You know what I'm saying? We're very emotional. And it's just like, and we act off of those. And there's nothing wrong with being emotional. The problem is that we shoot from the hip. This is a generation that shoots from the hip. It shoots now, asks questions later. You know what I'm saying? I knew this one guy, he always told me, he said shooting from the hip is a good way to get shot in the foot. Which basically means it's just like, you too busy, acting off of your emotions that you can mess around and make things worse for yourself.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's just like, I mean... I don't know. It's
which is this show is probably gonna get us in trouble at some point. Like just years from now, they're gonna pull up one of these and be like,
I better not run for president. Right?
Cuddling's gonna be a big issue, and you're talking about cuddling with people, and it's gonna be, oh no, Dave the Cuddler, watch out.
I ain't worried about none of that stuff because at the end of the day, it's just like, we're not robots, man. And it's just like, people, we live in this world how we want everybody to, be this and be that. And we can all be able to agree and stuff like that. But it's not like that. Everybody wants everyone to be exactly the same. And if everyone was actually the same, the world would be boring. So it's just like, I ain't worried about none of that.
Yeah, but then I can find hats that fit.
Hats that fit?
Yeah, if everybody was the same. Then everybody would wear the same size hat. It'd be nice. Or gloves. That's the worst. I got the worst trouble getting gloves because I got these, my palms are size large, my fingers are mediums, so any pair of gloves is just uncomfortable, and it sucks.
So I have a question for you.
I might have an answer, Dave.
How many times do people assume that you're just you know what I'm saying, like a racist dude? Have you ever gotten that before? Because I know
probably when they see me, they're like, that dude uses the N-word for fun, I think.
I'll tell you this.
That guy.
When we first started filming Dave and Gut, there was this girl that I was talking to, and she texted me, and she was just like, so you doing a show with a Trump supporter, huh? And I was just like, I said, what makes you think he's a Trump supporter?
Look at him.
She's like, well, if you look at him, and plus he had #Trump, I said, well, first off...
That's just for attention. You attach anything to the name Trump, you get
that's
more
what I'm
attention.
saying. I told her...
That's marketing.
Yeah, first of all, I said, I was like, first off, that's an algorithm thing for Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's just like, when you hashtag certain things, you have you hashtag Trump, it has 1 million searches.
No, yeah, no.
So, people are
attaching your name to Donald Trump right now is the best way to get views.
That's what I'm saying. People are going to pay attention to that. And
because of the controversy, because, either you like him or you hate him, people will be like, ooh, what the fuck you got to say about Trump?
Exactly.
And that's just business, baby.
Yeah. And, from that, I also went on to go, I'm just like, that's kind of, not cool for you to just assume that because a person looks a certain way, that means that, and we've talked about that in that last episode. So it's just like, I don't know. I just found that kind of I didn't get mad. It kind of made me chuckle to myself.
Yeah.
But then it was just kind of that is kind of stupid though. What the heck? Someone just knocking on the door?
I'll go check it out. Take a break here.
We'll take a break. We'll be right
back. Find out what that knocking is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to apologize for that interruption. One of the things we are about here at Dave and Gut Discuss is unfiltered and unedited for content. But someone was at my door. Turns out they were Mormon, just Mormon missionaries. So that's a pretty normal thing. So.
You get a lot of Mormon missionaries here?
No, that's the first time that's happened.
Oh, okay.
And I got a lot growing up because I grew up in North Omaha. So they have the temple up there right by the
Gotcha.
Mormon cemetery.
Gotcha.
So those folk were all over the place up there. It was way more common. But yeah, no. Those cats must be cold right now.
Right. I saw some nuns for the first time in Aldi the other day.
Saw some nuns for the first time.
Yeah.
Like ever?
Yeah. I'm so serious.
Like in the habit? Or, because it probably...
You know...
I think you've probably met a nun before without knowing it, because they don't always walk around in the whole...
Yeah, they were in the whole getup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I just never seen one before. I was just like... And so, like, I felt kind of bad for, like, staring, because, like, I was walking, I was just like... You know, and I just never seen a nun before. I've seen them on TV, so like I just assumed like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
No, they're a real thing. Like,
yeah. I felt bad because like they're human beings.
Why would you feel bad?
Because like they're human beings. I'm staring at them like they like animals in a zoo. It's just like I'm like, nah, man. This is like, oh, that's cool. Like they're getting groceries, and I'm just like
us. Oh,
right, exactly. It's just like it was an older nun and it was a younger nun. I was just like, man. How does it work for like nuns? Like, are they allowed to like date or anything like that, or like how does that work?
Not the Catholic ones, as far as I know, because it's like the closest thing you can be to like, female clergy is being a nun. So, and you marry Jesus is the thing. So, yeah, they don't get a lot of. Why are you trying to date the younger one?
I didn't say that.
Trying to get in the habit.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm just saying, man.
Well, if you're a nun and you're looking for some fun.
Holla at me. Nuns.com. I'm pretty sure there's
No, yeah, there's plenty of that. You been on the internet before?
No, yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
What's next on the cutting board? What are we talking about?
Well, let's do the first thing on the Instagram here.
Sure.
And what I got is this neat little, looks like a video from Carlos Gaston Photography. Carlos Gaston Photo on the Instagram. And he's actually lives downstairs. He is one hell of a photographer. See, look at that stuff. That's neat.
Nice.
Yeah, he was just in LA doing stuff. So if you check him out on the Instagram, he's got some really good work out there. So
I got
what you got?
It's a page called Sin Foods.
Oh yeah.
And they're at Monty's Burger. I'm believing this is in Los Angeles. And this is...
Los Angeles?
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Where the hell are you from?
Los Angeles.
Angeles.
Well, Monty's good...
Oh, Jesus. It's probably those Mormons again. I'll be right back.
We'll be right back
Talk
after
to the
these
people.
messages. Yo, if it's the Mormons again, it's going to be crazy.
Same place. No, it's just the two. So it's just one or two? Yeah. Alright, sorry. Good day, guys. They try all the doors. Ladies and gentlemen, we got double Mormons today.
Double Mormons? Oh, man.
No, I'm not mad at it. It's just weird that they tried all the doors. Like they knocked on the front one, knocked on that one, and they came up and knocked around on a pack. So I don't know.
Well, anyway, this is supposed to be an all-vegan place.
Oh, yeah?
And this is what we got here. Looks pretty good for an all-vegan place.
Why do you keep moving away from it? I'm trying to look at it. And you're
I'm
like,
sorry.
look, it's vegan. It's vegan.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, maybe. It might be.
It
Not
might
sure
be.
what kind of, like, things can look good, but, like, taste just awful.
Also true. And vegans are, well, you probably already know this, are incredibly judgmental.
Well, not so much that. It's just like, all the fake vegan meat I've had does not taste like meat.
Yeah.
And I've had some good, don't get me wrong, I've had some good vegan dishes. Like, this is great, but, like, anytime they try to pretend something's like meat, it's just wrong. It's like, no, that's not what it tastes like. But, whatever you think you need to do to try to
They judgmental.
convert.
They judgmental, man. Like, period. Because, like, I knew this one chick. She was black. She's black. She's a lesbian, and she's a vegan, which is the three-headed monster of liberalism. And so she comes into my house. And we hang out. She's pretty cool.
Just let me be clear.
Okay.
Black
ahead.
people are monsters. lesbians are monsters and vegans are monsters.
You see how you did this?
Yeah.
Flip the
That's
script
what
on
you're going to
me,
get in trouble for.
Right.
There.
Oh my God, David
Two-headed
Terrell
monsters.
Green said he doesn't.
David Terrell Green thinks black people are monsters.
You got me. No, but
Got him.
No, but like she came over, and she saw I had Popeyes in my fridge,
Oh, yeah.
and then she looked. She was just like, "Wow, Popeyes," and I was just like, "Yeah, Popeyes." I was
Ladies
just
and
like,
gentlemen, Dave is a stereotype.
"Listen, man,
I love Popeyes too. Though.
that's what I'm saying now.
I
Come
know,
on, don't
but-
be hating now.
I'm not hating.
Popeyes delicious, but I'm just saying it's just like yes, it's Popeyes, woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you like Popeyes? I'm just like, all right,
You want
listen.
some? No.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what, you don't sit up here and send judgment my way because I like eating something tasty. Go eat your poke bowl, you know what I'm saying, with your rice and your spinach. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, man. Like, you don't see me going, ew, what's that? You know, tofu, You know what I'm saying? No, I don't do that. It's just like, well, why you gotta bring that over here?
Right. Yeah, I won't go through someone's fridge and judge their stuff unless it's got kimchi in there, because kimchi is disgusting.
Well, I told her she could, because she brought a bowl of her food over, and I told her she could sit it in the fridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's when she saw the Popeyes,
Oh,
and she
well,
was just like, oh.
that's rude. Like, judging you, like, ew, Popeyes.
Right,
Right? When you're like, yeah, you can, use my refrigeration.
right. That just so happens to be storing my devil food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In it, so I don't know.
Does it become non-vegan if it's too close to Popeyes?
I don't know. Maybe.
Is it kind of like halal food where if it's, in the wrong preparation area,
Some people,
becomes
man, I'm telling you, some
non-halal?
people treat their foods like that. I knew this one dude. He was Muslim, practicing Muslim, and we went to Applebee's, and he ordered a cheeseburger, but he asked them to take the bacon off, and they forgot to take the bacon off, and then like his whole demeanor for the rest of the day just changed, and I was trying to tell.
People make mistakes like that.
I
That's
was
one of those
trying
things.
to tell him that it wasn't like they were like, oh, who's outside? Yeah, okay, we're gonna get him. Like they said, I said the cook made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he ordered the bacon cheeseburger, but then took the bacon, wanted the bacon off. I'm like, it wouldn't have come with a bacon cheese.
You don't
bacon.
order the bacon cheeseburger.
That's what I'm saying. Order the regular cheeseburger. But
Right.
no, he did not want to do that. He wanted to be difficult. Order the bacon
Well,
cheeseburger.
even if he does that, it comes with bacon. Like, I'm sorry, I ordered this without bacon. Like, oh, okay, take it back.
And check the
That's not
sandwich.
bacon. Yeah.
You can check the sandwich before you finish, before you start eating, so you can
Right,
bite
yeah.
into it.
Oh.
And then I told him, he was like, this may not be a big deal to you, David, but it is to me. I said, I didn't.
Well, that's on you for not double checking. That's on you for ordering the bacon cheeseburger, right? Like, yeah, no, I get it. You ordered it without bacon. Maybe it didn't get written down right. Maybe you got written down right, but the cook's like looked at it, fact, bacon cheeseburger. All right, knocked it out. And didn't realize, oh shit, no bacon. Oh well, if they complain, we'll make another one. Because that happens in kitchens all the damn time,
Of course.
right? So, and then you take a bite without checking, like that's too much trust in people.
Yeah.
If you order something special and then you don't check to see if it's the way you ordered it, especially if you got that much, religious devotion to where you're not going to eat any bacon. Obviously not an extreme level because Applebee's is not a halal place, so there's obviously not that level of, okay, I can only eat, he's not that, into it as far as that, but like I get, he doesn't eat pork, that's fine, and that's something that can be respected, but like, don't expect a bacon cheeseburger to not come with bacon without you a little peek first, even if you didn't order without. It's a little peek. You could have saved it, and then they would have taken it back, they wouldn't charge you any extra. That's something that restaurants do. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. They'll fix it for you, especially if you're polite about it. It's like it happens. So you don't need to be a twat about
That's what I'm saying.
bacon.
I didn't, like that whole phase, because like I know that he changes religions like he changes socks. You know what I'm saying? So like I know he's like a Mason now because he stopped practicing like Muslim, but it's just like, but like when he was on that, he was very like, he would try to like just throw out like just these facts and try to like, to debate with us on like why his faith is superior. And it was just like, and it was always so annoying to me because like nobody was talking about this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like no, like like the whole like him snapping at me at like Applebee's, like it may not be a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to me. It's just like, bro,
Yeah.
why
no,
are you getting
yeah.
mad for? You know what I'm saying? It's
Dude.
like it's a cheeseburger.
They're not trying to trick you and bacon you. They're not
Exactly.
trying to like sneak bacon on you, right? Because if they did, they would have mixed it up in the burger and you would eat it and not know it anyway. So you already got bacon, right? That's not the thing that they do at Applebee's. They'd rather be like, yeah, we want your money, so we can make a cheeseburger without bacon on it.
People are weird when it comes to stuff like that.
Especially since if you order a bacon cheeseburger without bacon, it saves them money. So it's within their, it would behoove them to be like, all right, yeah, we'll sell every bacon cheeseburger without bacon because the less bacon we use, the more money we make off of that sandwich.
Of course.
So why would they not want you to, it makes no sense, like, from just like why is Applebee's there? To get money. That's literally why that place exists. So they can make more money and, accommodate your religious requests. Why would they not do that?
Just don't be weird and like
Oh, yeah.
like, yeah, okay, no bacon because I am a Muslim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be weird.
When I worked in food service, that whole line of like how you're a complete dick to wait staff or like people at counters because you done that or used to do that. It's like that. Then you should know not to be that customer.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be that customer, right? Oh, my mom was like that a lot, and it's like, oh no.
Well, like rude to like.
But yeah, like something's wrong. It's like this is wrong because blah blah blah, and she go on that whole spiel about how I took these courses, blah blah blah. Like she was manager at McDonald's for a long time, so she knew how things should be done. So like whenever there was like the littlest thing wrong, she let counter person know how things should have been done. And I'm like, oh Jesus, don't. No, it's just ask. Like, this was wrong. Can you fix it? They'll fix it. There's no need to go to that level right off the bat because they're like, oops, shit happens.
Yeah.
Right. I know for a fact you don't like those customers. You come home and bitch about those customers talking about how much they know when you guys made a mistake too. So I don't even want to.
Exactly.
I don't know why you're doing this right now.
Exactly. I don't know. My whole thing is it's very simple because like I've had to deal with tons of people in different jobs and stuff like that. It's just like, at the end of the day, man, it's just like, like we said before, man, people make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is like trying to like, be like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Some people might be, but it's way more rare than you want it to be. Like, somebody's out to get you. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean you're wrong.
That's funny. People are weird when it comes to that. Like, the Mormon people that came up here made me think about, there's this one girl I knew, she said she liked to seduce Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
Like, she got off to doing that. I don't know why that was so sexy, sexual to her, but I was just like...
I mean, they're already there. I don't know.
Why? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's so... Why would you do
weird.
that? She's just like, I just want to see. See what? You know what I'm saying? I just want to see. It's like, she want to see if you can, like...
Nail an 80-year-old woman. Like, 'cause that's all Jehovah's Witnesses have showed up my house. Like, I guess North Omaha's prime, real estate for, door-to-door religious recruitment. Because you got the Jehovah's Witnesses, you had the Mormons. I think you had a couple other people showing up asking, have you heard about Jesus? A couple times before. But,
Couple times. Yeah, I heard of that guy.
Yeah, he played basketball.
Right. That's the dude who works on my car. No, I'm playing. Stupid joke. Stupid joke.
Jokes.
But
no, yeah. So it's like they come out and find. It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many copies of the Book of Mormon I've gotten over the years. Now I guess it's not to be like on the Mormon's nuts, but you can download it for free on the internet.
little plug.
Like, well, that's what the card says. Like,
And we don't get sponsored by the Mormons.
I would absolutely, yeah.
Let's go for it. Hey man, Dave and Gut. This episode's been brought to you by
The Angel Morani.
the Church of Mormonism. Go and check them out, guys.
We're starting the Joseph Smith Foundation. No.
That's hilarious.
But no, like, yeah, I guess so. I encourage you to read it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with reading it. I'm not trying to convert anybody to Mormonism, by the way. You can't drink caffeine or alcohol, so that's another thing.
I know my former coworker, he's Mormon, and like
At least by the rules.
he drinks caffeine,
Well, yeah.
and he cusses like crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I know, like, because people are people, right? It's not, and I'm not trying to knock Mormons or anything, except, the ones that come and interrupt our discussion.
Our episode.
Here. Yeah. Although, this is, way more work than they could have done. And it's cold out there, too. credit to them for, at least doing their stuff in this kind of weather. So it's all windy.
Oh man, we taking an off day.
Like, no, what?
We taking an off day. We'll see you in March.
Jesus doesn't want us out there.
Right?
Jesus want to put this weather out there if he wants us out there.
Bro, I would have said something like that. You know what I'm saying? If I was raised.
Who does their mission in Omaha, Nebraska, of all places? It's like, if I'm a missionary, send me somewhere neat.
Well, I mean, I guess different people, as far as I see, they're different types of, are called to different places, because there are people who, they go and they provide clean water, in Africa, and while they're there, they do their thing. So it's just different.
Well, it's like a requirement in, the Mormon religion that you go do, a year or two of actual recruitment. They go on, it's their mission.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's why you see so many Mormon missionaries, because that's part of their, requirements to do the thing.
That's interesting.
Right? Yeah, so, I don't know, they go all over the world. This one gal I met in Hong Kong was blowing off this Mormon missionary to come hang out with me, because she was thinking about it, and I'm like, that's dumb. but so she was hanging out with me doing explicitly non-Mormon things, and it was awesome. But,
thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I know, right? Whew. But
but what
I'm saying is,
specific with that story.
If I was a Mormon missionary, send my ass to Hong Kong. What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be, February, Nebraska.
I don't know if Hong Kong is warm.
What? It's on the South China Sea.
Is it warm?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's way south, man.
Why do I say that? You the one who been to Hong Kong.
I know. I don't think Hong Kong's warm. What?
Yeah.
That place was hot as balls when I was there.
Really?
And rainy.
When were you there?
Well, I was there during the summer. In 2012, it was
the question is it warm during
September.
the winter?
Yeah, it should be. Warmer, anyway. It's not this. It's 10 degrees out and it's windy right now, so it's not cool. It's cold. What?
I'm still laughing at it. I'm still thinking about you saying explicitly doing non-Mormon things.
Yeah.
Woo! He even added a Ric Flair woo to that. That's hilarious.
Oh, that was fun.
All right, stop it. Stop it. We are not going to talk about
that. All right.
gut sexual experiences.
You're the one who asked, you want to add more detail?
Yeah, I was being sarcastic.
Don't ask me questions, because I might answer them, damn it. It's a discusussion show. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but we don't want our video to get taken off the internet because you're.
Oh, it already probably is going to.
We're flagging this because Gut's talking about his penis again.
Again? Wait, what? No, you're. I want to. Can I cuddle with you?
Listen. What's next on the cutting board? What else we got?
I don't know. We could talk more about Mormons, but I don't know how much people want to hear about that.
I don't know how much people want to hear about that either. Have you ever seen the Book of Mormon?
Yeah.
The comedy.
I have not watched that. No, but I know it's the
Matt Stone Trey Parker.
That's what's funny is those guys, the Book of Mormon, South Park,
mm-hmm.
and that they specifically reference South Park. I'm like, that's great, because that there's such a parody of that. The fact that Mormons are South Park, they're using that notoriety from South Park.
Like, you ever heard of us? South Park?
South Park talks about us. Okay, that's great. That means they have a sense of humor. I like it. I'm not mad at that. And they weren't pushy. They just knocked on the door twice because they got confused. They thought there was 3 places here and there's only 2. So, they were polite. No problems with it except,
Here we go.
Need to come.
So next on the cutting board, here we go. We say a Florida woman was arrested after
Florida woman. This is going to be good. Go.
A lot of the craziest people come from the Bronx and Florida. Remember this, people. But a Florida woman was arrested after allegedly throwing a frozen pork chop at boyfriend.
That would hurt. Frozen meat hurts.
So the Florida woman was arrested after she got into a bizarre fight with her boyfriend, ultimately hurling a frozen pork chop at him.
Cook your own damn dinner.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah. That's not as crazy as I thought it was about to be. Because every time, there's probably a Reddit for Florida Man.
Oh, yeah.
You look those up, that shit's just wild. And, those headlines also go, not the Onion headlines, headlines that are real that you're
mm-hmm.
that's not real. Oh, crap. Like 21 Savage gets deported because he's British. That wasn't real, but then I looked up, oh, crap, that's legit as hell.
That's real.
Yeah, that's wild.
I found out about that, yeah. I was I didn't know, My friend, he sent me a text message about that. He sent me like a meme, and I didn't know what was so funny. I was just like, I don't
Oh,
get
the
it.
memes are great. Check those out.
Yeah, like,
Black
I
goes
don't
down.
get it. And then like,
Roasting this dude.
and then he told me like, he's like, yeah, he came to Atlanta in 2005, and da da da.
Right.
And I was just like, oh.
And there's this guy. I watched a video about this guy's like, trying to frame this as he's just starting to do good things, so that's why they're deporting him because he's, trying to hold him down. But it's like, I guess he got kicked out of high school or something for having a gun or something. They don't, like, local law enforcement's not going to check your immigration records if they're just going to kick you out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something it's going to do. They're not going to track down a 13-year-old whose parents overstay a work visa. Especially not back in 2006. That just wasn't the policy, right? And then, we got his felony for gun charges, which you can't read about because they're sealed for first-time offender stuff from Georgia. Like, they have rules about that. But he got a felony in 2014. That's still state-level felony. And it was sealed, so they can't necessarily look at it. What I was looking at, though, what I was reading is, like, yes, he applied for a visa in 2017. So, him getting arrested now might just be a result of the investigation that happened around his visa application, just now getting around to, going through the whole, research, background check process and finding out, oh, hey, this guy might be here illegally, and then doing that whole investigation, and then going through all the hoops and ladders it takes to get to, get an actual warrant to arrest the guy on it, and finding out, hey, here he's an illegal immigrant with a felony conviction, let's get him deported finally. So that looks way more realistic to me than the whole, like, they're trying to get the guy because he's doing good stuff.
Well, yeah. And plus, it's just like, I mean, if he wasn't like a big time rapper, he probably would still be here.
Well, he wouldn't hear about it.
Also true.
Yeah.
I think that the ante is up, though, because he is a public figure.
Right,
And
yeah.
so it's just like, so because they see him with his money, it's just like, oh. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of people are going to notice that.
Yeah,
So-
especially with this administration's the way they're handling immigration and things like that. Like, it might be, he is here, his status is legal, he's here legally with a felony conviction.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of people that this administration's trying to, deport and get out of the country. Especially since it's a gun charge. It's not like it's a, it may be a non-violent gun charge, but it's still a gun charge. So someone with a gun felony trying to get them booted out of the country when they're here illegally is, a priority for this administration.
Yeah.
And it's more of a win because he's, not Hispanic. So they're going to boot an English guy back out. That makes it look, whether or not they're targeting Latinos, whether that's just, the fact of that's what most of them is, so it looks like that. But this guy, it adds to that, we're not targeting Latinos, whether that's just a narrative they're building or not. It's like, this guy was probably be the best guy to deport anyway because it, looks like a win. And also, he's got money to fight the case, so we'll see how that goes with it, too, to fight his deportation.
Do you think he has a good stance of debate to get back into the country?
Maybe, but, what really hurts him is that felony conviction. Like, I was trying to see what it was for, but like I said, it's sealed because Georgia has this weird, like, first-time felony law where you can't, it's a sealed record, it's still on his record, it's a felony, but you can't go look what the court case was about and stuff. So, because I was looking that up, I was like, ooh, this is neat. Just from the fact of, like, okay, well, is there a case there, at least from what I research I do into it. So, that's how I found out he applied for, I think it was a U visa or something. It's a visa to try to stay here because he's a victim of a crime or something somewhere else. So, I guess, and knowing how long the government can take with visa applications, knowing how long, the bureaucracy drags its feet, like him getting arrested now, and he put that in back in 2017. Well, we're only 2 months into 2019, so it's at most, like, 2 years, depending upon when he filed that application. I remember seeing it was, like, October 2017, but that may be wrong. So if that's the case, then it's like a year and a half. It's not even like barely a year and a half now. So that seems like a reasonable time to, the 18-month window of like, well, this is, we're just reviewing the application, let alone, referring it to law enforcement afterwards if they have to type thing. So, and if you do one of those applications, they, do a thorough check, but it can take forever.
You know what's annoying about this is like the whole thing is like once again like this whole thing goes back to people like saying, oh, well, if Trump wasn't in office, then this wouldn't, it's just like...
He might have, though. Obama was booting fools out, too.
Yes,
like,
he was.
Like, he was doing those early morning raids, separating families and stuff.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, so... But, Obama, like, the whole DACA thing, it didn't go far enough as far as, like, dealing with the in-between... Well, he got brought over as a kid. He's been here his whole life. Booting him back to a different country, is wrong, but at the same time, he's not here legally. He doesn't have documents, or they overstayed visas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something has to be handled somehow.
Visas are so difficult for me to understand. Like I've heard, because I know a lot of people who are like foreign. Of course, when I went to school with a lot of them. I went to school
Student
with people
visas,
from. I went to school with people from Holland, Hong Kong. The islands, Ethiopia. Like I met Italy. I've met a lot of people. So like when they explain visas to me, like I'm confused. I'm like I don't know how this works.
Fun fact: a lot of people don't, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
So, and like, yeah.
You
so
mean like Americans don't know how they work, or foreigners don't know how they work?
More likely Americans, or even like kids of people that came over. Like potentially he didn't even realize like how bad his status was or whatever till recently. Because he's been here, he hasn't had any problems with it since. That type of thing. It was his parents' issue, and he's 13. He could know, but that's what he does. He's just a kid.
How old is he now? He's like he has to be
like 24 or something. I don't know.
There you go. But you know what?
Let's see.
I'll tell you this right now.
I don't know exactly. I just know that he was 13 in 2005. So like when he was 14 in 2006 there. So like he's still that's like a minor, so they're not gonna.
I think when you're a kid, you really don't like grasp the idea of like stuff being important until it actually happens.
Right.
Me having this concussion is a perfect example because like I don't have medical, and it never crossed my mind to get medical until I was sitting up in the hospital, and I was like, it's gonna cost how much? You know what I'm saying? Like I never thought about that because like in my mind I was just like, oh well, it's like. Medical wasn't even a thing to me. Yeah. Like, I didn't think about it.
Well, I mean, you don't need it until you need it.
That's what I'm saying.
So there's a lot of times you don't need it. That's how insurance companies make money.
Yeah.
But, like, when I was looking, like, when I got my head injured here, like, where'd it go? It's still there, folks, promise me.
Yeah, I know.
But, like, with my hair, I got this big old scar. I'll put up a bigger picture right here for the people, gross them out. But, when that happened, like, I was looking over the bill from the hospital emergency room, and it was like $1,200, which I think is fine and fair for how big this scar was, how much work they had to do, and how much they had to check out to make sure I didn't have brain damage and stuff, and how bad it is. I think that was a fair cost, which ended up getting covered by the VA because I got my medical through the VA. So, but that takes a lot more work, and not everybody can qualify for VA coverage because not everybody can go in the service or anything. So, it's nice to have it, but like. The VA kicked me over to a different emergency room because they didn't feel comfortable handling it, which I thought was, like, what? Like, the first doctor who saw it, his eyes got all big. And I'm like, don't do that. You're the doctor. You're the emergency room doctor. I'm here with an medical emergency. Yeah. Don't get your eyes all big and look freaked out. Like, this is your job, bro. Like, what are you doing?
So, doubling back to what 21 Savage is going on. I don't know if you heard about Demi Lovato. But, there was a lot of people that were getting on her because she said that the memes she was tweeting, my favorite thing about the Super Bowl right now is the 21 Savage memes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, for those of you who don't know, you probably don't know, Demi Lovato struggled with a lot of substance abuse.
Right, heroin, drugs. Yeah. She OD'd on that.
And so then people immediately started bringing that up, you know what I'm saying? And then she deactivated Twitter and, so on and so forth. What do you think about that?
She tried to deactivate herself.
Oh, Jesus. Well, we know how that feels about Demi Lovato now.
Nah.
What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you think it's fair for people to
No, but like it's Twitter. It's what they do.
Yeah.
Twitter overreacts to things, and Twitter reacts to things, and like as the hive think, get on somebody. Everybody's sharing those 21 Savage memes because they're funny.
Yeah.
Right? I shared some. You see them.
I think my thing is just like I think the same people who are getting on Demi Lovato because of that are the same people who are sharing those memes.
Well, right, but what is this? Celebrity she's not allowed a sense of humor. Go back to your heroin.
Basically.
Right? Yeah.
Basically. I think it's an overreaction.
It
Because it's
is.
just it's like, all right, like, my thing is like, all right, I cringed when I saw that, not because the memes weren't funny. It was because it's Demi Lovato, and I'm like, I know what's about to come from this.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
people
saying?
would be like, oh, shut up, you junkie bitch. What are you doing?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They're going to post the scene of Breaking Bad with Jane ODing is like, at Demi Lovato. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it's just like, I don't... That was my whole thing. It's just like, I just know what's going to come from it. And you know, people have their own struggles and stuff like that, but I don't know. I mean, dang, man. That was very poor timing.
I know. But I'm just laughing at the one where it's like, takes the 21 Savage lyric, and I got shooters in all red, and it's just
The red
coats.
coats.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
Oh, because it's like taking his. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw one where it was just like, he said, I'm in the booth. You know what I'm saying? It's like the British
telephone booth, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, that was the first one my friend sent me, and I was like, what is, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So
It's a knife.
Right. That's funny. I don't know.
But yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it was cool for people to be like, oh, Demi Lovato is a junkie whore. Like, nah. I like Demi Lovato too, so I think that, like, I don't think she gets, like, a fair rap sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because, you know, I don't know, like, that, I don't know. I kind of feel sorry for her because, like, you know, she's going through a lot, so it's
Yeah, she's going through a lot, but I don't really. Like, I mean, but she's still in the public eye. She's still a celebrity.
Well, yeah.
You know, she's gonna get that. And I get it. Not everybody's Donald Trump, where like you can just absorb the negativity, and it just makes him, grow stronger.
Real life, real seriously. Donald Trump is just like, Donald Trump like Goku. He's like, send me your energy.
Like Trump is like, yes.
Right.
Just a big orange
tweets
ball.
are like the spirit bomb.
It's just
Trump
a
is like,
giant orange ball of negativity that he
telling you
thrives
that.
and feeds off of. He's probably pissed we're talking about Liam Neeson instead of him right now.
I don't know. I mean, my thing, because I've heard a lot of people like, oh, well, you're a public figure, so you should at least be used to this, or you should expect this. It's like, yeah, but at the same time, it's just like, just because that, like, that doesn't mean that it gives you an excuse to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I saw like paparazzi, they're trying to take pictures of, what's the singer's name? Pink's kids. They're trying to take pictures of Pink's kids, and she freaked out.
Well, yeah, no, that's a line I don't like.
Yeah.
Make fun of the person, the figure. Like, leave their kids out of it unless the kids interject themselves.
And then the paparazzi was just like, oh, well, you're a celebrity. You should, you shouldn't be mad at this. But I'm like, bro, it's her kids.
It's her kids, yeah. They didn't do nothing except, be this lady's kids. That's not their fault.
Exactly.
It's like Michael Jackson's kids. You leave them alone. It's not like, except until he brings out the kid and hangs over the balcony, like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But even still, it's just like, it's still a kid.
Or like Will Smith's oldest son. You never see that guy.
Ever.
Yeah. He's got another one. You don't see him. Why? Because he doesn't want to be a part of it. And then, like, credit to, that whole paparazzi that leave that guy alone because he wants to be left alone,
Yeah.
But it's not his fault. He's Will Smith's son. It's not his fault.
That's something that they just have to find different. And that's one thing that, like, probably one thing that I definitely, I empathize, you know what I'm saying? Like, not empathize, but I don't like people like Jaden Smith and, like, like the Jenner girls or even, like, LeBron James kids. Like, a lot of people, like, they get, like, I got into a debate about this, a lot of people are just like, oh, well, they never had to struggle and they never had to do this or that or
It's not their fault, though.
It's not their fault. That's the thing. It's just like, and how do you expect for a parent to treat their kids?
No, yeah.
Like, if
you didn't want your kids to struggle, it's like,
That's what
if
I'm
you
saying.
could make that to where your kids were those kids, you would.
Yeah.
Like that. There's like,
period.
I can't get mad at
Like,
that.
my thing is very simple. It's just like, I mean, we can look at LeBron James for kids, for example. When you see them play basketball, they're amazing at what they do.
Well, yeah.
And number one, because their dad is LeBron James.
Right.
And,
there's the genetics, and then there's also, LeBron James coached them up.
Of course. And then on top of that, you have Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade. They're also very close to LeBron James, so they mentored them as well.
Yeah. No,
so it's like you have a lot of it. Now, what I said that I would do, and if I was like in LeBron James' position, it's just like, all right, I'm going to give you the tools and the resources to be the player you want to be.
Right.
I am not, however, going to wake you up for 6 a.m. workout. If you want this is on you to pursue it and to attack it the hardest
Well,
way you
as long
can.
as those kids aren't, just privileged shits that are like, my dad's LeBron James, man.
Yeah.
Which I don't think everything I've seen from LeBron James, I don't think those kids are going to be those kids.
Exactly.
They can't, I get they can go be their own person outside of their father's shadow, but that guy's still going to be there. It's like, that's going to open doors for them that it won't for other people, which is not their fault.
That can open, but that's the thing is that can, you don't even have to do basketball. And that
Right.
can open
Well, yeah,
doors for
no,
you.
it's like, just like, example, like sports agent stuff, like, with this agency or whatever, who, because they know that business, because they know those people, hey, LeBron James Jr. could just go be a sports agent, and he could get that job and be like, oh, you're LeBron James kid, all right, we'll give him a shot. Right? He could not know dick about sports agents.
Yeah.
But whatever.
The freaking kid.
And I'm not judging LeBron James kids here. It's just an example of something that's like, okay, we'll give him a shot just because he's that guy's kid. Which happens all the time. Which I'm not mad at. It's just as long as he's not like a prick and privileged and like, I don't know why.
Yeah, I used to feel that way. Like, I'm like, oh, well, Kylie Jenner's never had to, work 12-hour shifts. It's not her fault.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, for me, it's just like my path is different than other people's
Right.
path. So it's just like, I know that when I have children, like, I can't say to my children, you never had to work 12-hour jobs like I did. It's just because you're not going to know what it's like to try, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to do that. Your struggle is going to be different than my struggle because it's just like their struggle is going to be living in the shadow of me, whereas my struggle was I'm trying to get this thing going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And like Kylie Jenner, it's not saying she hasn't done work. I mean, I think she's the richest one out of all of them now.
I believe so.
Yeah, but that's, because she took advantage of the situation where the other ones didn't do anything outside of, Kris Jenner's been famous because, stuff. And so, but like, Kim Kardashian doing her thing there, so it made all that, allowed it to parlay into a television show, and Kylie's the one who's really just, run away with it and made, done other things besides just being Kim Kardashian's sister.
Yeah.
Right? So, her millions are her own millions. Like, it definitely helped. Like, she definitely got a head start. But, like, you look at the other sisters, what have they done outside of, obviously Kim being Kim. Like, that's what she does. That's what she's done. But, like, what about the other, like, 12 of them? I don't know. There's, like, 50 of them. Like, look at Rob Kardashian. What's he doing? Just being Rob, Like, he had those same, the same circumstance, same situation. What has he done with it? Just, glided on it. So,
yeah.
For children and anybody who's famous or rich, it's just like, I just hope, they appreciate where they're coming from. They don't, they stay humble about it, but I don't want them necessarily to try to not be as successful as they can be just because, oh, well, your dad was successful, so now you're successful. Like, that's, not the situation I gotta get, so I'm gonna be mad at you for that. Mm-hmm. Unless you're being a total cunt about it.
Of course.
Then, yeah, absolutely.
It's one thing to carry yourself, because when I worked at Spanish Trail, my last job, I met a lot of kids who that was their whole basis. It's just like, well, my dad, and I've heard that before.
But but what the fuck you do?
And that's what I'm saying, because I'm just like,
you?
because the moment that your dad's money goes away, then you're nothing. I was one time I had this one girl, she was with this boy, and the boy's name was on the list. The way that it goes, I used to work in gate security, so if the person that is not on the list, like, they have permanent guest lists, and if they're not on the permanent guest list, we got to call, make sure they're approved.
Right.
And so when I was getting the information, the girl, she was like, "Can you hurry this up?" And she snapped at me like that. And she had, and like, looking at her physically, she had to be at least 14 years old. And so then that really bothered me, because I knew, oh, okay, this girl, she is one of those, my daddy will give me whatever I want. Yeah. So I can act this way too.
I'm important because...
Exactly. Do you know who my dad is? You know what I'm saying? And I've had people say that, like, you don't know who I am? Mm-hmm. And usually I'll say, no, I don't. There's so many people who live here. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? And then they get mad at that, because it's just like, now you're talking to someone who, I don't care who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, this is not, you gotta treat people, there's a level, like, I don't care who you are, you gotta treat people with this level of respect, unless they, they deserve to be treated otherwise. until they deserve to be treated otherwise.
I'm telling
it's a baseline, you know, you treat them like a person
Mm-hmm.
until they deserve to be treated a different way.
Exactly.
Whichever way that goes.
Because the thing is, like I said before, your money could disappear today, and you would have nothing to contribute to.
Right.
And it's just like, you know, so I don't know, man. That's just how I feel about it. So, you know, I mean, we've been talking about an extra 40 minutes, so I guess that's the episode right there.
Yeah, no, I think we covered a lot of ground.
Yep.
I think, you know, the visit from the Mormons was exciting.
Right.
We broke it up a little bit.
Right.
We were talking about something intense. I honestly don't remember what we were talking about before the first knock at the door.
No idea.
So we'll see what happens in post. I'll be like, oh.
Right. So, any closing statements before we say goodbye?
No, I think definitely check out GutTube. Check out
it out. Check out Dare
all our
TV.
things.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it, guys.
Check out the whole channels too while you're here too. You know, there's a lot of more content than just us talking about Liam Neeson and Donald Trump.
21 Savage and all that nonsense. Yeah. But thank you guys for watching this episode. Be sure to subscribe to all of it. All the links are below. And until next time, man, stay groovy, all right?
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. Farewell.